Well, last week we were unable to meet with Richo. He was feasting at a 10-star restaurant. I guess the bill came in, I'm told, a couple of grand. He was plugged in to speak to us, but I suspect that at the point at which we were to begin our conversation, his mouth was full of MSG. And you can't chew that stuff and eat at the same time. But we've got him tonight from the dearest workers' cottage in the country. And it is appropriate we speak to him because he's a wonderful fan, an unapologetic fan of ICAC. Richo, good evening.
Well, that is a foul calumny, if ever I heard one. I am not a fan of ICAC, as we all know. I think it's a disgrace. It always has been. It always will be. Any organisation that is able to traduce reputations the way this one does, with no hope in the end, no hope of ever trying to recover, I find it a disgrace. Whatever you think of Gladys Berejiklian, she didn't deserve any of what she's copped or what she's about to cop in the next few days.
If you were the General Secretary of the Liberal Party advising the leader, what would the advice be? Weighing up everything, the political consequences, what is being said, what is likely to be said, the perceptions, what would you be saying to her?
I think I'd be saying to Gladys at this point, go. Because this isn't going to go away. It's going to follow her. It's going to stain her because people will just, her opposition are going to keep throwing this at her. She won't be able to get away from it. And that makes the whole task of governing, Alan, so much more difficult. Were I her, I'd definitely be taking 3 deep breaths and be off.
Would the consequence be different, coming back to my point, if these things were heard in camera, which you and I have argued should be the case?
Always should have been the case. I think if we didn't have to hear all the sort of details of a love life and all the rest of it,
absolutely,
her reputation would be exactly what it should be, because in the end she did nothing wrong bar fall in love with a wrong bloke. She wouldn't be the first woman to do that, or the first bloke on the other side of the coin. So it's just one of those things. But when you have an ICAC the way we have, what you do is you get publicly flogged, and the public are watching your back lash by lash, and it's just awful.
Just a simple question before you go. I don't want to invade your privacy, and I've never ever done that, but would your wife say that she'd sort of married the wrong bloke, do you think?
I think she says that to herself every single day. Every day.
How many times a day?
Oh, who knows? It's a mantra in this house, I think.
Hey, that was a big bill last Wednesday night, I can tell you. Well, I hope you enjoyed it.
It wasn't too big.
It wasn't too big, no.
A second mortgage covered it easily.
Good on you. You keep well. Lovely to talk to you. Keep a smile on your face. There he is, Graham Richardson.